It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you gotta show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you'd put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, Guy Next Door,
Oh, me, DK.
And me, Than.
bringing you your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laserforce. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing?
It's morning? I don't even know what time it is. We got so many time zones on this podcast.
Normally it's not, but you know, we got bloody guests, bloody European-based people with their dumb time zones and
zones.
whatnot.
Time zones are so overrated.
Oh, it's the friggin' worst. Hello to you all,
Absolutely.
chat. Hello, chat. How are we doing today on this fine Saturday morning / Friday evening, wherever you're coming to us from? Morrigan's in the house, up for 10 months. Thank you so much. It's very nice to see you here.
Nice.
Very quick shout out. Congratulations on your recent role. You look like you're living your best life this week. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty goddamn fantastic.
Pretty
Love
awesome.
it.
We got a full house this evening. It's nice to see everyone here. I'm a little out of sorts. We had a couple of stupid hotspots pop in. So whoops, that's not even the right one. Oh, ignore. Live behind the curtain.
Oh, you just spoiled our guest.
Ross sitting there like,
Oh, spoilers.
there is a guest. He's waiting in the wings. We'll bring him in soon. Fucking shortcuts,
Ish.
man.
Soonish.
You woke up in time. How we doing? How we doing, boys? You been well?
A little
You been
warm,
relaxed?
as you could probably tell.
Yeah. Sun's
Got
out,
those
guns
guns
out.
going on.
Um,
Shit.
is it
Yeah,
quite
no,
warm?
It's not as bad as it's been the last couple of days. We actually, and this is in big news here, Than. We got zero point 0.04 inches of rain last night. This is a big event in
Wow.
Northern California.
Point zero
Point
four.
Amazing.
zero 4 inches.
So someone left a
Yeah.
hose on somewhere. That's
Yeah.
what you're saying.
So
Okay.
where it like rolled off of the roof. It was fine. So, but yeah, other than that, the smoke has definitely fucked me up a little bit with like my eyes and my respiratory system over the
Oh,
last few
no.
days. But things are kind of getting under control in our part of the state. Other than that, just
Time to
is what it
move.
is.
We say it like jokingly, but maybe it's time to move. Maybe it's time to come to New Zealand, just quietly.
just start processing my citizenship paperwork, bro.
I'm sure there's maybe I'll find someone to marry you, and then it'll be fine. Hey Ron, what are you up to next week? Maybe we can get something officiated. Yes.
And we gotta get divorced so I can marry DK. Sorry to tell you.
Damn it.
You have flash floods on Thursday? Holy crap. Stop hogging all the rain. Jojo has asked a very relevant question, and one that I couldn't answer from later. What's there we go. Gresham.
Yep.
Thank you.
It was the Gresham site in Oregon.
Sweet. Tales of a Servant, we're trying to marry you off to DK. I'm sure there's no objections, because DK will make a hell of a wife.
Just get it done, Ron. I can move in and we can finish painting the rest of the miniatures in your backlog. It'll be fun.
Yeah, imagine how much painting you guys would get done. You just
All the painting. Get
Sit.
all the painting done.
paint, come on the resupply. Amazing. What a life. Dan, how's your week been, man?
You know, this has been the longest short work week ever. Like, so, obviously Monday was a holiday, and just literally like everybody at work this week was like, it got to Thursday yesterday, and it was like it feels like Tuesday. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit? It was like just this stupid time warpy fuck that just would not let us go. Like air just like in the fucking molasses. Ugh.
In the molasses. Yuck.
Yeah, and I realized that that was super articulate of me, and obviously I talk for a living, so
With the words and the things.
with the words and the things, and I can 100% make myself understood at all times. Stallion in chat says that's what both of his kids said yesterday coming home after only 2 days of school. Okay, I'm glad to know that it was not just an American my company thing. I'm glad, in quotes, that it was everybody kind of going, what the fuck is with this bullshit right now?
Does this explain why like only 60% of my students turned in their assignment for this week?
Could be, it just seems like that's kind of the way things are right now. Just like, could we maybe get a little bit of normalcy? Oh wait, no, we can't. Because reasons. Because
Who wants normal? Yuck.
Because New South Wales is trying to do their Florida and Texas imitation. Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone the other way. We're super lockdown. Super duper lockdown. But hopefully that'll all end as of Monday. That'll be nice. We'll see. Yes, we'd be remiss if we didn't, I suppose, mention, the very relevant date in the US tomorrow. T's and P's. T's and P's. This is the 20th anniversary, is that right?
It is the 20th anniversary.
That'll be correct.
Yeah, and I'm going to be celebrating it by being a rock star.
Just quietly.
It's quiet.
I'd be careful about using that verb celebrate.
Celebrate,
People
yeah.
get real touchy about that type of
no,
thing.
Celebrate's not the right word for sure. And actually, at when Matt and I were rehearsing last night, we're both like, yeah, we're not really gonna mention it because you kind of combine the day with our band name, and
It's shit.
it's
Ooh, good point.
That's all rough.
yeah, it's like no, there's really kind of no way we can bridge that well. So we're just gonna
Just ignore it.
we're just gonna play some music and yeah, and as Stallion says in chat, and there's two of us, it's like, oh fuck. Yeah, no, we're just gonna play some music and
Definitely stop
get
using
off the
celebrate
stage.
then.
It's too bad that everybody else can't see the freeze frame of Kodama because his internet dropped out, but that's the perfect face to encapsulate what Dan's saying right now.
Yeah, no, it's
I mean, we
it's
could
definite.
we could quickly. Oh, I wouldn't do that to him.
I'll take a snip. We'll let him decide if he wants to share it.
Oh,
later.
that is a good face. um, hang on. Let me change that. There we go. We'll change that. My scenes kick out when people come in and
that's
out
true.
of chat. That's okay.
Yeah, that'll happen.
It is, now we are quite professional around here, and we're so professional that I'll get into something in a minute about that. But tech problems sometimes happen, and you could probably forgive
Sometimes.
us for occasionally having a tech issue. So if it happens, just try and ignore it.
What on this show?
Tech problems? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, Steve-O. This show never has tech problems, like, ever.
Boom. You say that, face kicks out.
Ta-da!
Okay, so a couple things we want to kind of touch on before we get to our guest, and we'll get to him. We might have to fill time if he drops in and out, which is fine. It's all right, but I don't want to keep him hanging too long because it's quite early in the morning over there. So couple things. During the month of September, we are doing our best to help out our good friend Pint Size, who plays out of Detroit. She is raising funds for suicide prevention via a charity charity walk,
Charity walk.
running for suckers, charity walk event. So if you are able to support any tiny little bit that you would like to support, please visit the link in chat and help our friend raise some money for a good cause. That would be amazing of you. Speaking of doing us favors, you didn't do a go live notification? Well, I didn't actually. Hey DK, could you?
Hey, yeah, sure.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, that is very important. Fuck, Stallion, you're on the ball, my friend. So
We got thrown off. It's early.
well, I've
It's
set
not
up.
our fault.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
It's also a good time to remember it's also Child Cancer Awareness Month and Blue September. Remember that prostate checks are important. There's a whole lot of stuff. Yes, those things are very important to remember. We can't mention all of them. We'll mention a couple.
Apparently we just did.
Yeah, that's true. We can't mention all of them. We just did it. It's also National Payroll Week. Anyone else?
Yeah,
wanna...
pay your employees, you capitalist fucks.
Won't be chatting much because hey bro, it's very nice to see you. No worries, you do you. Appreciate the listen.
Up, Frosty.
Remember to get paid, kids. So I found out this week there's a thing called the New Zealand Podcast Awards. If you put !pod POD in chat, watch them both race to the keyboard.
Damn it, Dan.
I win.
So I figured we might as well get on that bandwagon if we can. So there's a form in there. If you click the link, there's a form. There's 5 fields you have to fill out. It's not that hard. But
Too much work.
I've put the category best entertainment and comedy podcast.
Question mark?
It's the one that seemed most relevant. There is a people's choice, but so if you want, you could do both if you want to. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to get myself more water. Don't try and talk whilst you drink water,
Here,
kids.
just hold out your cup. I'll fill it up for you.
Thanks, bro. Fill it up with what was on there last week?
Horse paste.
Oh, thank you. Damn with the assist. Horse paste. But yeah, if you guys, I mean, I figured, like, hopefully we got a little bit of sway with you guys, seeing as you come watch us every week. But if you could help us out with some nominations, I don't really know how many nominees there are or how the voting kind of works or whatever. But, but yeah, if you, I should have got the spread your legs, not the virus mug. Damn, I don't know if I want to drink from that though.
Blimey.
But yeah, if you guys could help us out, that'd be awesome. We'll put some stuff in Discord and Facebook and all that jazz about it. But does it let you enter as many times as you want as long as you have different emails? Maybe. If you wanna email bot and rig the system, I'm not gonna stop you. Thank you.
We would never encourage such behavior here
Yeah.
at Resupply.
No,
Never.
Please don't do that. Please.
Wink.
No, wait, stop, come back.
Desperately trying to win things since ages ago. That's how I live my life, dude. See the minister using the mug on the 1 p.m. update the other day? I did not. All right. That's enough from just us. We've got some tech issues waiting in the wings. So we're gonna bring in our guest now. So this play has been around the scene for quite a while. And is probably quite frustrated at the fact that, like, us old jerks keep referring to him as up and coming. But this player is not up and coming. This player is here and is smashing. Formerly regular at the Chula Vista site, which unfortunately no longer exists. But has a special place in all of our hearts. Please welcome in our good friend. Watch this seamless transition. Kodama. I thought your face was frozen there for a second.
Because that has already happened twice tonight, so, you know.
Yeah. Italy internet.
Worse than Australian internet. Oh, right on cue.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no, that's a go our internet.
Oh, no,
He
it's me, Kodama.
Sometimes I wish these guys would freeze. Yeah, throw them MBNs in chat.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we'll bring Kodama back in. Wow, after that amazing.
Let's get on, everybody. Let's give him a hand. Yay!
Hey.
Stage fright is certainly a thing.
Performance anxiety.
So the reason we want to bring Kodama in, Kodama has been is currently overseas. Can't keep the stream up. I struggle with it myself, my dude. Kodama's been. What the fuck is going on with my computer now?
Maybe
One of those
Steve's the
days.
issue.
Maybe I am the issue. There we go.
Damn it, Steve.
And all right,
And
try this again.
All right.
Hey.
Yay!
I wish I had something to drink so that I could take a shot every time that happened.
No,
You might die.
That is alcohol poisoning waiting to happen.
Plus, like,
So
we don't have a
let's
great
not do that.
track record when, like, people on this podcast get drunk. So
Yeah.
I think he's gone again. This
I
might
think he's
happen
gone
a few times, kids. That's all right.
Oh,
Am I back?
Oh, you're back.
Am I alive?
Yeah. Hey.
okay, we salvaged it.
All right. Quick fire questions. So
Yeah, get on it, Steve.
you're obviously in Europe at the mo. You're in Italy. Why are you in Italy?
Why?
So basically, my dad's a writer who's planning to take a trip to Venice for research purposes for something that he's writing.
Yeah.
and yeah, and my sister and I. Well, originally it was just my sister who was going to tag along. Then I decided that I wanted to as well because it
Why
sounded
not?
fun.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be here until December 15th, just kind of hanging out in Italy and doing whatever and taking here and there to go and see all of Europe,
Mm.
or at least as much as we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you got a have you got a favorite spot?
I mean, Venice is just absolutely gorgeous so far. Everything about it is incredible. The atmosphere, the city itself, the shops, all the glass, incredible. Um, so yeah, I would say Venice. Today actually we went. They're doing Glass Week right now in
Oh,
one of the side islands, and so I went to go like into a glassware studio where they were making glass stuff,
is that
and I
Nice.
bought
Murano
some cool
or?
stuff there. Yeah, Murano.
Yeah. Yeah, I know things.
Murano.
Yeah.
You're so
Oh,
cool.
so cool.
No.
Incorrect. It's the hair. It's a trick.
That was
Um,
found to be a lie.
I need to stop interrupting him because every time I speak,
Damn it,
this-
Steve. This is your fault.
This is 100% your fault, Steve-O.
can we take a very
There are
quick,
worse freeze frames, though.
can we
There
take
are
a
worse
very
freeze
quick
frames.
screenshot of like everyone? Wait.
Uh,
Nailed it.
oh, we definitely do this podcast just for ourselves. That is
Well,
a
certainly
100%.
ain't for anybody else, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, not a fucking
It's
chance.
not fit for public consumption.
So about those
Now that
podcast
said,
awards.
nominate us for an award.
It's funny because after last week, I just before the show went live, actually, I I cut and posted the show from last week and put it up at Spotify, and then realized, hey, there's a very large visual element to this week's podcast, so I had to record a special thing to go at the start to like preface it for Spotify. Be like, don't listen to it here, go watch it somewhere else where you can actually see what we're talking about.
The best way to get people to subscribe to your podcast. Don't listen to this.
Yeah.
Go to another platform. Listen to it there.
Don't listen to us. Give us an award. So obviously, like Italy is nice. Italy is nice.
The internet sucks.
There's no Laserforce there, right?
Yes. As far as I can tell, correct. I've done like a little bit of looking, but I haven't really found anything, even like laser tag at all here.
I know that laser tag exists there, but the only thing I'm aware that exists there is dark light. I'm sure there's other stuff, but I do remember there being a dark light somewhere there, which I know is not specific enough to help anything. But yeah,
So
there is something there.
You want to talk about the couple of the arenas in the UK?
really, well, okay, so that seems like a good jumping off point. So to get your fix in, you did a little bit more traveling and headed out to the UK, and you met some of our UK brethren, our family.
Yes, I met. I mean, I already knew Smalls, and so she was the one who was carting
she
my
kill you?
sister and I around. Did she what?
Did she
She's
kill you?
on occasion, yes. I didn't get any opportunities to say the line, but oh well.
She
I'll
does.
have to-
She's quite a jerk to me on the internet. I assume that she is the same in real life.
Yes.
Oh no, she's an
100%.
absolute delight, actually.
No,
Damn it.
she is a total. Yeah.
Cyberbully
She's not somebody you want
is
to.
how I put
Total.
it.
I have to say nice things about her because she drove my sister and I for like 4 hours.
Oh, that's
Oh, is it-
awesome.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
super
is that
cool.
all?
But who else did you get the pleasure of catching up with?
Okay, so I
Oh. Oh. Nope. 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 Once again, we've been fucked by the Italian internet.
Stop talking. I have to ask a question. That's how this works.
It's a really bad interview otherwise.
Guys, I just thought of a really great joke about why they don't have Laserforce in Italy.
Shoot.
Why can't Italian Laserforce players talk during SM5?
Why?
Why?
Because you have to keep both hands on the phaser.
Wah, wah, wah.
Uh,
Oh, I get it.
Uh,
Cheers.
take a second there. The slow burn is the best one.
It did. I had to. I had to really. That for me. That was a thinker. You gotta do this.
yeah, there was definitely an opportunity there to do a little bit of this as you were telling the joke, and I think that would have sold it a little better. But I'll give you a 7 out of 10 for that one.
If
That's all right.
Well, I didn't want to make it too visual of a podcast, otherwise it might not go through on Spotify. So
I'd have to put another caveat at the start of that show.
exactly.
I mean, it still would have worked as a verbal joke. It just would have been better
Hey,
for the people that were watching.
This is not ideal.
that's okay. Look, honestly, it's fine.
We'll pretend nothing happened. We'll cut this all out in post.
Yeah.
No one will know. It's fine. So who else did you meet besides Smalley?
Oh, so you didn't hear anything about me talking about Titch?
No.
Nope.
Cool. Okay, cool. So Smalls rolled up and drove past where I was standing and turned around, but stopped 3 or 4 houses down, and then Titch popped out of the passenger seat, stood up, and looked across the street at me and was like, "Are you Kodama?" I was like, "Yeah," and so they drove up and picked Aaron and I up, and then
Got
we
him, drove off.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's how we got kidnapped.
Yeah, getting into cars with strangers. It's just a Laserforce thing. Just Laserforce
Especially
thing.
Titch. Titch is not the least sketch-looking person. I love the guy, but doesn't not look sketchy.
Hey, I'm not strange.
Titch says, "Hey, I'm not strange."
Yeah, right. Okay, so we met Titch. Poison Ivy was not there that week.
Aw.
Too bad.
Which is just unlucky. But and then we met. I'm hoping I remember everybody's names. We met a player named Blaze. We met a player named Bailey, I think, and then another player named Morgan, and then the Brit was there too. And I think there was 1 or 2 more players whose names I can't remember.
It's
I know
okay.
there's at least one.
Look, you have remembered all of the important names, the names of the people that actually watch our fucking podcast.
And who are in
True,
chat
right.
at the moment?
Yeah,
Okay,
and they are in chat. So the people whose names you don't remember don't watch us. So fuck them. It's fine. Moving.
Bailey, Sneaky, Blaze, and Morgan in my car. Right on.
Morgan, yep.
Now,
and there were 2 zone players that we got to meet at the zone site as well, whose names I couldn't even begin to remember.
so
It's zone. It's fine.
So you yeah. So yeah, I think I saw by the photos that you guys played more than just Force, obviously, right?
Yeah. So it was kind of a road trip situation. That's why I was saying that Emma drove us 4 hours, is because we started out in the Peterborough site, which was Force, and then we drove I want to say it was 45 minutes north to the next site in Leicester, I think is what the town is called.
Good
And then
rugby team.
another 45 minutes or something to Workshop, where we played Zone,
Right.
and then however long it was back.
That's
Alright.
kind of awesome. It's kind of cool that that this community, well, not just this community, but the tag community in general will actually be like, hey, person I met once, some time ago in a different country, come hang out with us.
In my car.
Yeah,
In my
yeah,
car right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll drive you around.
Yeah, and not only that, the hospitality was incredible. They we didn't just go to tag; they took us to the grocery store and were like, this is illegal in your country, this is illegal in your country, this is illegal in your country. We're gonna buy all of them, and you're gonna try all of them in front of us.
And you're like, okay.
What?
Yeah, and so I got to try a Kinder Egg for the first time, and it was like incredible.
Wait, Kinder eggs are illegal in the States?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Why?
you can't put non-food items inside of other food.
Wait. How do you? but
Because
you have-
because fat American dipshits will eat the entire egg by itself, like in one bite. Just swallow the toy.
Stallion. Stallion said, guns, yes. Kinder eggs, no.
Correct.
No.
Um,
Yes. We as Americans are too fucking stupid for Kinder eggs. That is 100% an accurate statement.
Just figure it out. We just have to dip all the guns in chocolate. I just solved America's gun problem. It's perfect.
but how do you get around? This is blowing my mind, and apologies if we're taking a massive tangent and wasting your time. But how do you guys get around popsicles? Because you have wood. There's wood in it. You can't eat that.
Wood sticks out of
Sticks out of it though.
Oh,
It's
it can't
not
be
100%.
encased.
Submerged.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
completely submerged.
So you need like Kinder egg, but like egg in an egg cup. So the top's like cracked off it, right? That's what you
It's
need.
like
over there.
hatching.
Yeah.
There's like a hand sticking out of the egg.
Oh my god, my mind is blown. I don't even. Because I saw the photo and it was like trying our first Kinder eggs, and I was like, what? Why have you never had a Kinder egg? Like that's. You know, it's the best of both worlds. It's chocolate and a
So
toy.
normal to you guys, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
So
no, just-
so Titch says that the Fireball DK story was amazing. What did you tell them about Fireball DK? I will not stand for this kind of slander.
So I don't actually like I wasn't there for the original Fireball DK
Sucker.
story, so I tried to give like a basic synopsis of what I remember you telling me the first time.
Okay.
And Titch loves to drink at laser tag events, and so he was just excited to hear about somebody else who drinks at laser tag events.
Yeah.
About
The
some
one
other
other
degenerates.
the one other person that drinks at
Yeah,
laser
the only
tag
other
event.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Hoodlum. That guy.
That guy, yeah. He is our Australasian representative for people who drink at laser tag events.
yeah,
that was
he is the only one.
That was the best part about having Titch in the car with us the entire way, is that Titch is full of stories, not just from Laserforce, just like from everything. And so my sister and I got to get a full, like, not including like lobby time in the different sites, like 4 hours of story time from Titch just in the car.
awesome.
So it was incredible. It was awesome.
I kind of want to Titch, me and you, we're gonna have some drinkies, and then it's gonna be like story
yawns.
swap times. Yeah.
Gonna have some yawns, Steve.
Oh, thanks for the follow, Hoss.
And then he also
Actually, don't think.
this is just a rumor right now, so don't hold me to this word, but apparently the UK is planning to send a team to the West Coast in Loveland.
Yep.
A full team.
Ooh,
I've
now I
heard that
really
rumor.
make sure I go.
Yeah, and Titch is on that roster, and he is like, we are going to get fucking hammered at least one of the days of the tournament, if not multiple. And so I have already promised him a night of drinking or two.
I don't know tell him about the brewery that's right around the corner from Loveland. Laser tag.
Literally right around the corner. That is accurate. And I mean, how hard they get rolled kind of also depends upon what teams get what teams get put together for that tournament as well, because who knows what the team makeups are going to be. But now if the travel restrictions are such that they are able to actually come and do the thing, I mean, it's gonna be pretty fucking legit. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that was the only thing that they were saying was like keeping them from going, is that like, as far as I know, the like confirmed players are Ditch, Emma, Poison Ivy, and her partner. Like the four of them are like basically decided going. It's just that they need to see if COVID restrictions are gonna allow
Lift.
them to at all.
Yep.
Wait.
That's
Yeah,
kind
So
of
that'll
That's-
be super cool.
the story of competitive laser tag at the moment, right?
Kind of the story of any sort of travel at this point is, what's how is Kobe gonna fuck us today? How is New South Wales going to fuck Australasia? How are Florida and Texas gonna fuck the states? Yeah, that's
That was one of the things that like was super annoying that we discovered about like traveling to and around Europe is the amount of hoops you have to jump through just to go from Italy to the UK and then back
Mm.
is insane.
well,
Like
Brexit, fuck
Brexit.
that. Yeah, that's
my
that's
my
a that's a
my dad,
Brexit
my
issue.
sister and my sister and I were like spent like $300-400 in COVID tests just to take the little like 3-day trip to the UK, and we spent like 3 hours filling out forms, and there was a bunch of like bullshit in the airport or whatever, and so it was a whole situation. Definitely worth it.
Mm.
You got laser tag. It was worth it.
Yeah.
I
Got
was
laser
gonna-
tag and a music festival out of it.
Oh,
Nice.
What's music festival?
So that was actually the original reason why we were going to the UK in the first place. Is
Yeah.
that there was we were doing like an early birthday celebration for me by going to Slam Dunk Fest.
Basketball.
No.
Oh. Was it just the
It
Quad
was
City
a-
DJs? Everybody
No,
get up.
it's
Space Jam.
it was a punk festival, well, like a punk and metal festival. So super super cool.
Wicked.
I got to see a band who I haven't seen live before, and it was an absolute fucking madhouse, and so it was awesome.
Thank you, Smalley.
Yeah, thanks, Molly.
Smalley with
Bring
Smalley
that
with the
band
ba-
hammer down.
Yeah, Smalley with
These
the
hate
band
bots
hammer.
coming after us.
Now you recently turned 21, if I'm correct, yeah. So that's a very special time in a young man's life.
Thanks,
Although going to the UK or going to Europe, drinking age is 18, right? So
Yeah. So I've been drinking this whole time anyway.
yeah. But does that mean that like the three of you, have been able to go into bars and stuff?
So yeah. I'm really the only one who even does any drinking of the three of us, because my dad doesn't drink at all since like something that happened a long time ago, and my sister doesn't really enjoy it as far as she can tell or I can tell. There's been times when she likes to do it, like she'll do it socially, but usually she's just not all about it. I, on the other hand, now that I can have a drink with every single meal that we have out, I'm like, I'll take a White Russian, I'll take a mojito, I'll take a Long Island iced tea.
Children.
Can you just line me up 4 of those Jaeger shots, and I will polish them off at my leisure. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Children. Amateur hour. It's amateur hour. That's all it is.
I actually had like an absolutely awesome 21st birthday because I got matching tattoos with my sister from this amazing tattoo artist in Venice, who was like a disturbing amount of playfully sadistic.
That's what you want out of your tattoo artist.
Yeah,
You kind of do, I guess.
I asked him because I was like it hurt. It was in a spot that hurt, and I asked him. I was like, do people actually say "Mamma Mia" in Italy? And instead of answering the question, he just started singing that verse from Bohemian Rhapsody. But he stopped after the word Beelzebub and stopped singing and turned and looked at me and gave me this like dead stare and went, "I am your Beelzebub now." And I was like, "What?"
Take your needle out of me, sir. I'm finished.
He also, I put it in my Facebook post too. He had that comment where he said, "I love it when they like scream in pain."
Okay then.
There's red flags just flying everywhere. That's what that is. All right. So you got to play tag, obviously. Where did you play Force?
So the one in Peterborough and the one in Leston, so the first 2 sites were the ones that were Force sites, and we were basically being treated as like general public there for the most part,
Right.
where we only played 3 games in each of the sites. The first site we played 2 games of Space Marines 5 and then 1 game of D&D. We don't have to talk about the game of D&D. It was something. Not my best performance in a D&D game, I'll just say.
Happens.
They're so they have their D&D set differently than I'm used to, where warriors, I can't remember if it's just warriors or like warriors and thieves, start with an extra hit point instead of getting
Oh.
one after a level up.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so nobody told me this. Nobody told me about the differences going into the game. So I played cleric. I was like, okay, this is gonna be the easiest game of my life because I'm playing cleric and I can cast spells at lightning fast speed and I'll just win. But I wasn't ready for them to have more hit points, and so I just got absolutely bodied early on. And then the second detail I didn't know about is that they changed it so that clerics unlock res at 2nd level instead of 8th.
Oh dear.
And so I died in like 3 minutes of the game, and then while I was walking out, the Brit who was the cleric on the enemy team turned to me and rezzed me, and I was like, "What?
You maniacs.
What?" And so, but
You blew it up, you
that's
maniacs.
not the worst part. That's not the worst part.
Oh,
I
that's
was like,
that's not the
okay.
worst part yet.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I guess I'll just keep playing. So I went around and I kept playing, and like at I want to say like minute 12 or something like that, I died again. And so I went and ran to the Brit and I was like, "Res me, Mike!" He was like, "Okay."
Oh,
So I died twice. No, I died 3 times because we got Elim'd that game. I died 3 times in the same game.
see, and so that's why Res is all the way at the end of that list, because there is no point in bringing back and resurrecting people. Really, it's there as a punishment, or as a way to rub salt in the wound of your opponent.
Yes.
And yeah,
The way they were explaining it was like, apparently they have a lot more fun when res is unlocked early, because then it means that anytime anybody dies, it's just a race from the 2 clerics to like run and try to res them. Because if the cleric on your team reses you, you come back with points. If the cleric on the enemy team reses you, you come back with nothing.
Yeah.
And so it's just whichever team's cleric can res the dead person first.
Goodness me.
Interesting.
You UK savages.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I understand. Just from your brief explanation, it sounds like those 2 specific changes have been put in there to stop new people dying out and then having to sit out the game, right? Like that's what it sounds like to me. Hello, Stu. Nice to see you. But you guys are ruthless.
Yeah, it was brutal. The other games were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the D&D game was like, once I realized that the game was just a meme, I just kind of enjoyed it after that.
Fair. Once you realize that the settings have been altered and it's just completely fucked, it's like, oh, whatever.
Once I realized that the Warriors had 2 hit points to start with, I started running through the arena just screaming, "Nobody told me!"
I mean, to be fair, I actually thought that had been a system-wide update when we played in Q's. When I ran into Zev like 30 seconds into the game, he had 2 hit points. It's like, oh no, I just been tagging bases. I was like, what is this bullshit?
Poison Ivy said, Warriors a starter role, hence the extra toughness. Res it 2 changed everything for the better, in your opinion. Yeah, I get it, and for newer players, I get the need for having an extra hit point for the warrior, but that position's also like, if you've got 6 people in the arena, and in our maze anyway, we have it so that you have to play everyone has to be one of each role, and for the most part, we try not to have multiple spellcasters. And so if you've got multiple warriors in the maze running around with 2 hit points off the start, goodness me, that's brutal.
That would definitely be problematic
was,
in Auckland's maze. That'd be super problematic.
That was one of the reasons why we had such a trouble that game, is because they had the extra players, so they had 3 warriors, and they all had an extra hit point.
Exactly.
And honestly, the change in the mechanic, I think, is better, just because since the recent update, the spellcasters are beyond broken, and giving the like warriors and even thieves an extra hit point in the beginning, I think, is enough to slow everybody else down, so that the game is more playable for them. Because pretty much, you're just a meat shield for your spellcasters.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it is, you know, in the better quote unquote version of the game. Smalley, thank you very much for that for that sub. That's very nice of you. Poison Ivy, enjoy your sub, enjoy your emotes for the next month. You can do cool things like post my face in the chat. Cool. So okay, so moving.
Don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could.
You could. You don't have to. Moving away from D&D. Look, it's an interesting change, and like I kind of like, I like the reasoning behind it because it makes sense. Like you know, if you've got newer players, never played the game before, it's an opportunity for them to stay in the game longer without having to sit out. Troy, that's not my face. But like I'm one of those old dudes who's like, ugh, change, yuck.
I must be an extra new player then.
What's that?
Very
I
set
must
in
be an
our
extra
ways.
new player then.
You are. You are.
Yeah.
I had to be res twice.
Up and coming.
Up and come exactly.
We already had this conversation. The rest of you are all fetuses to me.
Tell strong at level 1, 3, but cast pull away quick after. Yeah, 100%.
I don't play enough of. Well, I don't play enough laser tag generally now, but I certainly don't play enough D&D to have a strong opinion on this. So I would have to try it a few times.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, I'm trying to think like even when Sacramento had a site, I'm trying to think the last time we played D&D heavily, and it was like basically like for like the year after it came out, we played a stupid amount of D&D.
It was really heavy, yeah.
And then we went, wait, no, we're fucking stupid, and we went back to playing Space 5.
I feel like it was after
love
we actually
D&D.
had the D&D tournament at the 2002 Nats.
Yeah.
It was like after that we're like, I think we're kind of done with this. We need to get better at SM5 so we don't get our shit pushed in by Australia next time we play them.
But
not
like,
that really worked, but you know.
but like you
It
said,
did. We won in
Kodama,
2004.
like,
true.
oh fuck, I can't remember what I was gonna say. Damn it! All I could think of was shit pushed in.
You're welcome.
Damn, that's a shame. It was gonna be awesome too.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Believe you,
man, I'm cool. So, we'll move away. We'll sidestep away from D&D. How was the Space Marines?
It was. I'm gonna be honest. It was better than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Going
That's
into it knowing they were not going to be playing by the normal like show your shoulder rules that we're
Right.
used to.
Yeah.
That was a big difference. But like all things considered, I think it was great. Like the competition wasn't as much, but that's not anything against the players. It's just that they don't have the same wide range of people to practice against that we do, nor the time, and so they just haven't built up that experience as much as all of us have, because we've got 30, 40, 50 people to used to have regular practice with all the time, and they don't really have that luxury, and they don't have a big tournament scene that they're all a part of. And so I'm excited. The thing I'm excited of is for all of them to start coming to our tournaments and getting better, because there's a lot of potential there. But it was still a ton of fun. Like once we got used to the blind firing, whatever, it was all good. And I mean, we're used to it because we learned how to play at Atlantis, and Atlantis was playing by those rules before we started coming to tournaments, and so it was good.
Yuck. Smalley said in chat that your resupplying was amazing.
Oh yeah, so that was a very cute moment, because we decided just for shits and giggles that we would try Titch, Smalls, my sister and I all on the same team versus the other 5 players, and
Oh, dear.
Aaron and I looked at each other. So Titch and Smalls are both 3-hit mains, and Aaron and I looked at each other when they said that, and we were like, oh, we could play Resupply together. And Titch looked at both of us, and his eyes got wide, and he was like, I love you, and gave us both hugs. And they're not used to the like super fast resupplying that we do, and so when I was playing like the first game that we played, my 2 resupplies. I don't remember. I think it was like Mike and Bailey or something like that, and they were counting down the resupplies for every single one. So it was like anytime I needed a double, it was like, okay, one, two,
yeah.
3, go.
Oh,
But then
I remember those days. I mean, that's been a really long time, but
Takes us
oof.
back to 1998. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then
97, 98. That's yeah, oof.
Aaron and I got to play Resupply together with Emma and Titch, and we were playing, and they would like both come back for resupplies, and Aaron and I would be like, okay, go, and then just hit both of them immediately and land both doubles, and Titch looked at me and was like, what the fuck?
Like
It's incredible.
it's like, yeah, this is standard. Like this is
This is the
normal
normal
standard of
shit.
play. What?
And this was like only with the 2 of them as the other people we needed to resupply. I'm like excited for the day that Titch gets to see a full 6-man team do that, like all 5 players at once. And so it'll be cool. But Aaron and I may or may not have been like involuntarily recruited to be his resupplies on their next Armageddon trip.
I mean, do you guys? I was gonna say you guys technically live closer, but it's the other coast. So technically not. Right, dude, that's awesome. That's kind of nice to.
Ooh. Oh, okay, I'm back.
Oh yeah, you're here. It's kind of nice
That was a
to
close one.
kind of put like context to how like our scenes play versus how their scene play, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting getting the perspective that like they're essentially where we were, literally 20 plus years ago.
But
Yeah,
as
it's
the
like
scene
a
was
time
starting.
capsule.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
a time
as the competitive scene was starting, that's how it was.
Yeah, which is I mean, it's kind of sad in a way that like they've never that there hasn't been kind of that critical mass in the UK with the sites to be able to, kick something off. It's just one of those things that okay, it just never quite happened that way, or it happened in different directions and not SM5.
Yeah.
So they didn't have their come to Jesus moment with somebody going to the UK, with someone going to Australia and going, oh, that's how it's done. Which it just kind of gives you a kind of a weird perspective on like how little things in the past, how they outsize influence scenes in the future.
I just want to sorry, just preface that like we're not saying this stuff as like a high horse / smug kind of stance.
No, definitely not.
So for our lovely UK viewers, it's not when there's no digs at you guys. It's more a like a observation. And
It's just things evolve differently.
yeah,
It happens.
and a big shout out to the Australians for kind of perfecting the gameplay. Because and then not only perfecting the gameplay, but teaching the New Zealand scene and then teaching the US scene how to kind of play Space Marine specifically. And I think maybe it has a lot to do with the rule set as well. For whatever reason, we see, like I see the Perth sites during the Aussie titles streams, and it seems that some of those quick resupply is kind of considered an afterthought because they don't play a lot of Space Marines, but it's different there too. So I don't know if that's got anything to do with it or not, but
yeah, again, it's interesting seeing how different scenes develop because of how different things eventuated in the past. That's all it is. Like we could do an entire what if episode on what happens if Than doesn't go to Newcastle, Australia in '99. Like that, there is an entire butterfly effect to the U.S. scene that happens with me going to Australia in '99.
Yeah.
Like that would actually probably be a kind of a fun what if to do. Hey, look, we just created our own content. That's very unusual.
No cane toads.
No cane toads.
No smallpox.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's
that one.
you get the little butterfly effects that end up having outsized influence later, and it's only kind of with the benefit of hindsight that you can kind of go, oh, yeah, that event there triggered all of this within the scene, and just the UK scene didn't have that butterfly effect at the point where it could have spawned something early. Maybe maybe we get it now.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, that's why I'm kind of interested to see like what happens with the continued development of like the scene in the Czech Republic, since they play totally differently from how the UK plays, or the US, New
Or
Zealand,
Germany.
Australia. Yeah. So if like Germany and the Czech Republic like lined up a little bit and just had a completely different tournament scene where they focused on different games, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. It's just different.
Yeah.
It might evolve differently.
Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we all kind of merge into one global scene.
That'd be nice.
That'd be the ultimate outcome.
As long as it's Space Marines.
As long as it's Space Marines and we play
Proper rules.
Proper rules here, yeah.
Yeah. As long as everybody does it my way, we're good.
We're fine.
We can all come together and be just like me.
That's right. Show our diversity in being the same as me. Yeah.
Yes.
It says global scene of drinkers or SM5. No, both.
Both. Yeah, definitely both.
There is a Venn diagram there with a very big overlap in the middle. So
the outer edges are very slim slivers there.
It's like an eclipse.
Yeah.
So you played a couple games, and I've been reading what the Brits have been putting into chat. One of which I saw earlier about a 3-chain saving applesauce or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. So in the game that we played with Erwin and I playing Resupply and Hitch and Smalls playing 3 hits, we were like fairly certain we were going to win. And I asked Hitch, I was like, have you ever 5-chained before? And he said, no, I haven't had an opportunity yet. And I was like, okay, try it this game. Why not? And so I was like, I like asked him if he knew how to do it, and obviously he knew how to do it. He's Hitch. And so he was gonna try to pull it off, but at a particular point, Erwin got pushed downstairs and was like
getting ping-ponged
around. Yeah, getting ping-ponged a little bit, and he did the responsible commander thing to do and dropped the 3 nukes that he was holding and kept her alive, and it was like perfect timing apparently. And we did end up winning that game.
Responsible.
But,
yuck.
Yeah, very very responsible because I think it was saying it in his pack, and he heard your medic's under attack. He was like, "Oh, this is the perfect time," and I was like, "All right."
Smart.
3 nukes should be enough for any commander, I say.
God damn whippersnappers in their fucking 5 chains.
We're gonna talk about excessive nukes shortly. So you've never played Commander to August, dude? Fuck yeah.
I think we've lost Kodama again.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit.
Boom.
Ivy said that beer is cheaper than Coca-Cola in Czech. Ooh, I can't wait till we go to Prague. Look at Kodama's disappointed face.
Sivo, you can wait and you will wait.
I have no
because
choice.
COVID.
I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
COVID.
leave my city at the moment.
Correct.
Your pack tells you when your medic is getting shot. Yeah, so with the Gen 8 suits, it now tells you if your medic is under attack, and then it tells you if your medic dies out. Or it tells you when
it's under attack.
it tells you when your or 7s as well. Oh, of course. You guys are on 7s. Yes. hey, Goldfish. Yeah, so it also tells you if a member of your team gets eliminated, which is kind of cool. Again, old man yells at Cloud. Prefer to not hold your hand all the way through a game of Space Marines, but there you go. Whatever. When he joins, we will.
My only complaint is like, as a commander, you get that nice dun da 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 when you get a nuke. Why don't you get that when you're a resupply? You get a power boost. I want a fancy announcement. I want a dun da 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 when I get something cool.
A little
what
parade?
the hell, man? Yeah, why do only the commanders get a parade? This is commander-centric bullshit.
Let me go here. We'll switch back once Kodama comes back. Hopefully he comes back. Maybe they turn the internet off for the night in Italy.
Well, I mean, if so, we had a good chat.
Yeah, you're supposed to be in the bed.
Go to bed, you.
Yes, they do, Troy. Yes, they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Warning. 4
Only
lives.
3 lives remaining.
Shut the fuck up!
I'm trying to fucking hide here. Knock it the fuck off.
I'm back.
Shit.
Hello.
He's back.
Right. Did you have any other kind of highlights from like the tag perspective?
Like from the foresights in particular?
I mean, yeah, like by default, yeah, but even the other forms of tag. I even mentioned the other forms of tag, and there we go.
Yeah, there were definitely some good highlights. So the second arena, the two force arenas we played in were both really dark, and the first one had a long flight of the arena, which was dangerous. Erwin nearly like ran off of it because she didn't know it was there and thought it was a hallway, and like nearly ate shit all the way down the stairs, but luckily she caught herself.
Uh-oh.
The arena was so crazy it warped space-time and just destroyed the Italian internet.
Quick PSA
Apparently.
for all you up and coming laser tag arenas, don't put stairs in your dark arena.
No, not at all.
Doesn't even make any sense. Why would you do that?
I would caution against that.
Oh, he's back.
Okay, we didn't lose him. Okay, so everyone almost fell down the stairs, but managed to save
Yeah.
himself.
So the first arena, as far as like how the arena was laid out, I thought it was kind of like not good place to stake your resupplies and like stay safe. But other than that, it was a very fun, like, aggressive arena. The first game that I played, I got to play heavy, and I, like, charged upstairs and got 4 missiles off in, like, 3 minutes or something like that. It was just an absolute... It was ridiculous. Like, the upstairs is an absolute madhouse. The second arena, also very dark, was a really, like, cool design and also just, like, very visually appealing. It was basically separated into 4 different corners that had... similar layouts but not identical layouts, and each of them had a different theme. So like one of them was like supposed to be a rainforest, one of them was supposed to be like Egyptian, the red triangle, I don't remember what the theme was, but it was like something red themed. Same thing with the blue one was something blue themed.
Blue.
We got jungle, Egypt, red and blue.
Red and blue. Exactly. But it was like the whole thing was all of the like props and stuff, and just the look of the arena was really pretty. And it would be fun to like try to like pull a tournament there, because the arena design was also very like, it would be interesting to figure out how to play Space Marines there. There's like arguably good resupply positions for both sides, and lots of like area in between to mess with to play like fun mid-game stuff. So I think it would be cool if someday in the however distant future we get to do a tournament there. That would be super cool. Moving on to Zone, I was expecting Zone to be kind of just like, okay, this is going to be a learning experience just so that I can know what it's like. But it was actually surprisingly fun. We were playing on a system that I think was 3 generations out of date or something like that, but it was still
Wow.
like it was, but like
So
it's not like
Infusion?
it's not like Force. It was like actually functioning, as far as I could tell, very, very well. Like the packs were in good condition, the sensors were good, everything was behaving the way that I expected it to,
If
and
it's
the games were really good too.
if it's 3 gens old, I think that's
Only
either
says Nexus.
next. I get. Yeah, that's right because it was Infusion
chat.
then Nexus. So yeah.
But the like, I don't know what no one really explained the games that they do for like tournaments. I don't know what format they use for tournaments, but we played like 6 or 7 different game modes while we were there, and it was a ton of fun. So we played, uh, we played a game called Turtles, which it's not like Wabbit Season, like the gameplay isn't like Wabbit Season, but it's a similar like meme game for Zone, the same way Wabbit Season is for us. And basically, the way the game works is it's a normal free for all game, except every time you move too like fast, and that's your phaser or your pack, it turns you off and plays a sound over the loudspeaker that says "I like turtles."
It has certainly
And,
turned me off.
and so we were playing with like
Fuck.
10 or 11 of us in there, and I was expecting people to be playing cautiously, and so when I was walking around, everyone was walking very slowly, turning very slowly, shooting people, turning slowly, which meant that you couldn't really like, if you had a person on either side of you, you couldn't keep both of them down by shooting them because you'd shoot the first person, and then by the time you actually are able to turn and shoot the second person, they've already turned back on and shot you. And if you try to go too fast, then your pack turns off and you you can't shoot them.
That's
And so
that's kind of
so
interesting as a mechanic.
I was
Finally, a
expecting
game for Than's age demographic.
Oh,
expecting everybody. I was
God
expecting
damn
everybody
it! I knew that joke was coming, but fuck you, DK. Oh, you fucking asshole.
I was
Good
expecting
lord.
everybody to be playing like to the game mode and trying to move slow, but then we started playing, and over the loudspeaker, all I heard was "I like turtles, I like turtles, I like turtles, I like turtles" over and over and over again. I was like, "Who the fuck is like not understanding how you play this game?" I found out after getting out of the game that Titch and my sister had taken the game to a different idea and were dueling in blue base, but instead of like normal dueling, they were like every time one of them was going to shoot the other, they'd like move their phaser so that it triggered the turtle thing and turned them off. So apparently they were standing in blue base like fencing, basically just smacking each other's phasers around and moving them. So
He's
Oh,
pleased.
no,
He's playing the game.
he moved. He moved too
He
fast.
moved too fast. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Okay.
Um,
The Italian
I like
internet's also playing Turtles.
Now, based on your description of this game, I am not even a little bit surprised that Smalley has been saying, "I freaking love this game," because the amount of times in chat during Laserforce Live, she's like, "Let's play. You guys should play Wabbit Season. Play Wabbit Season. Dude, you guys should play Wabbit Season." I'm like, no, Smalley. If you play Wabbit Season, I'll give you a sub. Interesting.
So here's the thing. The thing is that Smalls somehow figured out how to hack the game, because I was playing and I was like shooting some people, and then Smalls comes by me like at almost a jog and like runs, like drives by, shoots me and leaves at like almost a jog, and I was like, "How are you moving so fast?" She's like, "I don't know, I figured it out." And she's like moving sideways at a diagonal. I was like, "What?"
She got
You
straight
have like a
hacks.
steady cam rig to like your vest, so it doesn't actually move while you're moving.
She's like, I figured out the angle at which that it doesn't set off the sensors if I move like at this speed. And I was like, this is some bullshit.
I'm the hair,
This is
bitch.
bullshit.
So that game was fun. The thing that I thought was really interesting was the whole like timing your shot on your respawn with Zone, because one of the ways that you like have the advantage over another player is that you time, if you pull the trigger right as you turn on. If you fire it too early or too late, it won't. And so like if you fire the shot too early, it just won't let you take the shot. And if you fire it too late, then you lose whatever time you lost in between. And so and it plays this like sound clip right as you're about to turn on, so you have to like get used to the sound clip. And then if you're good, like I started getting used to the sound clip a few games in, and then you just like you wait and you point at somebody and you pull the trigger right as you turn on, and you'll just like instantly hit them because there's no reset timers. Um, and so that was cool. We played a game where like one team starts at the end of the arena and one team starts at the door, and then if you get shot, you have to like if the far team gets shot, they have to move back 10 paces, and their goal is to like get out of the door while they're still on. So that was super fun. We played this weird version of Capture the Flag where like all you have to do is shoot the enemy team's base, but if you get shot once, you have to go back to your base to get turned back on. We
It's
played like a
base flags, apparently.
yeah,
That's cool.
base flags, yeah, and we played a game mode where you like there's like 3 teams and you're supposed to like control the bases, and if you like capture the base, then you start accumulating points over time as longer you control it.
Domination, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, every game that we played was a ton of fun. I don't think that I could like be a zone player and play zone regularly in practice and go to zone tournaments all the time, but if I played zone like at an Armageddon, I think I would have a good time, or if I like played a zone tournament here and there, it would be fun. I
Yeah,
just don't think I could do it all the time.
yeah, Zone. I'm still partial to like the old Zone version 4 and version 5 packs. Obviously, we're going way the fuck back on their generations. Like we're going back to the mid to late 90s, because as DK is, has so run to the ground already, this pod, I'm old and been doing this a while.
It's literally in your name tag.
Correct. But I really enjoyed playing on the V4 and V5 packs. There was definitely a certain level of artistry and skill that was required to make those to play well in that equipment. So yeah, I mean it's for as much as, we are Laserforce elitists and SM5 snobs, you do have to be able to appreciate what other games can bring to on the table, and Zone V4 and V5 were actually pretty fucking fun to play. So yeah.
I think they have at least a diverse array of game formats that you can do that are just kind of quirky.
I'm a big fan of the early Zone hand cranks that was on the front of the suit. You gotta wind it up and then you can go shoot somebody. Yeah.
Fish in chat says no other forms of tag, only SM5.
Accurate.
I mean,
does that kind of inspire you almost to potentially play some Armageddon if and when they happen back home?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna start like looking out for Armageddon tournaments, and it definitely gonna be less of a commitment to go to them as the Forest tournaments. Like, because with Forest tournaments, it's like I don't really care where it is. I'll book a flight right now and leave. But for the Armageddon tournaments, it's going to be more like, oh, maybe it's during a time that it's easy for me to get off of work, or maybe it's around an area that's easy to get to.
Well, Italian internet strikes again. Again, it doesn't like us. It doesn't like us talking about other tag systems. We're being unfaithful.
Nope.
And it's taking it out on poor Kodama here.
Kodama is your resub of choice for Armageddon. Wait, Kodama is your resub for Armageddon. Doesn't have a choice, and also applesauce. Smart Titch. Snap him up.
Applesauce, pretty good resupply. We have the trophies to prove it.
Both pretty good players, to be fair.
Pretty solid.
Great up and coming players, both of them.
Just perpetually gonna be
up and coming. Boy, oh boy, I miss Laserforce. Hey, look, my pain doesn't diminish your pain, all right, mate? Calm your jets.
Yeah,
but I
but
do. No buts.
you at least
No buts.
you at
Hey,
least
Than, no
have the
buts.
the potential
Yeah, but
to
no
be playing
buts.
again
Yeah, no
relatively
buts.
soon.
Oh, okay, but no buts. Exclamation pod and chat for us to win an award. Yeah, we
What do we put an exclamation no buts?
just puts a big Ghostbusters no symbol over Than's face. Sorry for all those who can't tag to the house too much. Yeah, 100% agree with that. Disco Stu, it's a great way to put it. Than, no buts.
I saw like an interesting thing somebody put on Reddit that I guess is a thing in New Zealand. If you go to like a bar or restaurant or something, they have like a big sign with a QR code that you're supposed to scan your phone in for like contact tracing or something. Is
Yeah,
that?
That's a
Yeah.
thing.
That's
So yeah, I'm like, because my mind immediately goes living with a public health professional. I'm like, that's great for contact tracing. That's amazing. That's how they keep their cases down. But of course, it gets posted on Reddit. All the Americans are just like, what is this fucking communist bullshit? I'm not signing my phone in to do all this kind of stuff. Government can't tell me what to do. I'm just like, oh my god, this is why we can't fucking do anything ever.
This is why we can't have nice things. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go. Switch back. We're switching.
Yeah. And
Hello.
Yes. Yeah. Smalley with her not so humble brag in chat saying that they've got 2 advanced sessions next week.
I'm glad.
Yeah, Smalley.
Man.
You know what, Smalley? Good for you. Da 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 da.
Hey,
You can just make her eat her words when she comes to Loveland.
Exactly.
Hey, Than, how you manage to sit down like that for so long? Because no buts.
Where are you going with this? Asshole.
No, I said no buts. So
No buts.
yeah, contact tracing is a thing. It's mostly effective when people use it. Except there was a bunch of old people that didn't know how to use it, so they just were taking photos.
I don't know how to put this in my
They're
phone.
just using their camera to take photos, take pictures of the contact tracing thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love
I mean, at least there's a record of it. But yeah, it's pretty funny. So on that, Tidge, I see that you said you want to visit the US and New Zealand. The US is probably easier to do, but once New Zealand opens its borders, we are hopefully going to be hosting an SM5 Internationals tournament down here. I don't think we're hopeful it's next year. I don't think it's going to be next year.
Seems a little dicey.
We might have to get somebody else to host next year instead. We were supposed to host last year. Bullshit. But when we eventually open up and can have people down here, if we still have a site left to play at, save your monies and come down here. The exchange rate is pretty friggin' sweet for you guys. You'll live like kings.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
I haven't even looked at the exchange rate because my passport is useless and I can't get in, and I can't get in right now.
You'd visit just for the memes, drinks, and tag on the side. It's basically why we play international tournaments.
That's true.
Right on. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on, Kodama?
I think I cut out before I mentioned about the Qzar in the parking lot, which was
I did see photos of that.
yeah. It was pretty fun. It was relatively brief, and it was really just to like see what it was like and how it worked. And it's a lot. I mean, the Brit was explaining to me that playing it in an arena is a lot different than like dueling in the garage in the car park.
Correct. That's accurate.
But that's still dueling in the parking lot was a ton of fun. It was just like covering sensor. It's all the things that I missed from my Atlantis days of like holding your gun like this and covering your chest and going like this. And just so it was kind of like this whole trip was that whole road trip was like a blast from the past, basically, because I got to play under the old rule set and I got to just play very casually and like not caring about winning at all, and it was very, very good.
That's kind of a nice feeling, just playing tag for the love of playing tag. No, very unimpressed about that sentiment.
Yeah.
No, you need to win.
Just need to play at this point. Yeah, fuck.
It's the reason why the Q site during COVID shut down and Force Arena stayed open. Yeah.
There's no social distancing in QSR. You get right up in there.
Pretty much.
Hello to you, Lucy. How are you? Ahoy. We're talking to Kodama. He recently made a trip to the UK. It sounds like the UK and the Czech scenes need to get together and make sweet Laserforce love to one another. But yeah, it sounds like you guys could, create some magic.
Thing.
Yeah. Just in a better way than what I put it.
Correct.
Oh no, Than's been cut in half again.
Fuck. God damn it.
Kodama touched us in ways that are not legal in 7 countries.
Well, I mean, I was
Okay.
gonna say while we're waiting for Kodama to come back, and even once he comes back, we might as well also touch on that interesting game that we talked about earlier.
Oh, okay.
Here it comes.
Hello.
Okay.
There we go.
What I might do is I've got the scorecard here.
Okay.
What I might do is I might switch the scenes to a more general screen sharing format. So bear with me 2 secs whilst I set that up.
Yeah, why not?
I'm gonna put the link in chat so that if people want to look at it on their own computers, they can.
Let's go here. Oh, we still have our backdrop from last week.
This is fantastic.
Oh, this will still work.
Yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
Let's do that, and we'll go here, and we'll go here. Boom. Let's bring that up nice and big, like. You want to talk us through this, DK?
Yeah, so I was just having a quick look at stats from a few sites over the last week and came across this scorecard from St. George, and I must admit, when I first saw it, I thought that there was some sort of coding error because that's Thunder with a 19,482 commander score. This was interesting to me for a couple of reasons. One, just like that's impressive, but 2, I don't think I'd ever brought it up on stream, but I kind of been kicking around this idea for a little while about thinking about sort of what are kind of the theoretical threshold limits on what kinds of scores are achievable in SM5, and looking at kind of data from various sites. And I had another quick look through this today, looking at like top scores from Brisbane, Loveland, the old LTC site, Syracuse, Detroit, and stuff like that. A few, commander scores to get up there into the 16,000, a few over 17,000 range, but I was kind of thinking that around 18,000 was probably close to the theoretical limit. This obviously is considerably higher than that. I was just basing that on, well, look, there's a minimum amount of time that you actually are going to have to be up, because the more you shoot people, the more shots you're going to go through. That's going to increase the amount of downtime you have to get resupplied. And it also depends on getting things like incredibly high hit differential, which is what happened here, right? Because I mean, at a 194 hit differential, we're not
talking about the total score there, Heathen. We're talking about Thunder, specifically his commander score.
Yeah. Because 194 obviously is way out of the park for a commander, and something that we helpfully have now, and looking at the little uptime graphs and things like that, is if you look, and I'm moving my cursor, which you guys can't see, but if you look at the little circle for uptime and see that Thunder was basically up half the game, was down half the game, but his safe time and non-safe time, safe time being in yellow, the just other deactivated time being in red, those are close to identical. So what that essentially means is that he didn't get reset, like, at all when he got put down. Like, Heavy wasn't picking up resets and keeping him down for those extra few seconds. So, one, this kind of, I mean, it didn't completely shatter my theory about, like, the sort of upper limits on scores, because I think this would still be, like, probably 4 or 5 standard deviations away from a normal commander score.
This is such an edge case.
It's a
This
huge,
is
huge outlier.
such an edge case.
But still, it kind of tells me a couple of things. One, I would take it as evidence of a couple of things that I have sort of suggested to newer players and even experienced players about things that we should work on. Is that one, clearly hit differential matters a lot, especially when it comes to getting a reset when you're down. All that extra downtime that you sacrifice where you could be scoring points clearly makes a difference. If you're talking about a difference of an upper theoretical limit of like a 17,000 score up to 19 and a half, that's such a huge leap. Because if you think about that, applying it to a normal game, in a game where you're maybe scoring 10K and instead you're getting 12 and a half, that could be the difference between winning and losing. Because that's a more usual kind of differential between commanders or something like that. Sure. Second, that accuracy also matters, and it matters for the same reason, is that it decreases the total amount of downtime that you're going to have. Because you'd see that Thunder had to shoot 128 people. So there's 128 shots plus 6 more for the base. So that's 134. If you start with 30 shots, you still have, that means you're going to have to collect 105 more over the span of the game. So that's
21.
So that's 21 resupplies you're going to have to take at 8 seconds apiece. That's still a lot of downtime. It's still basically half the game. But that's the kind of thing that's theoretically possible. I had a quick chat to Thunder and also to Caleb, who was on the receiving end of this, regarding this game. And Thunder rightly pointing out, well, it was a particularly favorable draw for him in a somewhat, obviously, less experienced heavy on the opposing side, a commander who's definitely not as good as Thunder is, and things line up pretty well for a random game. So it was one of those things that this is obviously not in tournament conditions. This is under as close to, I guess, ideal conditions for a commander who wanted to do this sort of thing would be.
For sure.
Caleb apparently told me, he's like, I actually didn't realize that Thunder was beating up our team quite that badly until it was about 9 minutes into the game and Thunder only let off 1 nuke. Caleb said when he only let off 1 nuke 9 minutes into the game, he was like, I knew we were in trouble because there's no way that Thunder only had 1 nuke 9 minutes in. He's like, and we were about to have hell rain down on us. So I think there was about, if I remember the event log correctly, and you can look at this, I think on the event log for the game, that he let off 1 nuke at about 9 minutes, and then from basically the 11-minute mark through up to about 11:45, because it takes time for them to go off, he 5-chained, so that gets him to 6 nukes, and then finish off the game with a 7th nuke. So that's kind of insane. So,
I mean, really, he has the output of 2 pretty good Commander games, or a good Commander game and an okay Commander game in one game. That's insane to me.
And then you look at the medic hits and it's like, okay, so the green medic died on the first nuke at 9 minutes because there's only the 3 off of there. So he
at least died before the 5-chain. Might not have died on the first nuke, but died before the 5-chain.
So didn't whatever. But the other thing that says is that that there was definitely some food playing going on, because they had enough time to basically get refull for Brandon to drop the 5 nukes on them and then mop up and get the 7th.
Yeah, still have enough lives for him to get 20 more specials.
So this is one of those games where it's like, stats and numbers are fun, but oh my god, what an edge case! What a way for everything to line up for this to happen. But as you say, there are those instructional things of don't get reset. For this would be, even though it is a weird confluence of everything else, like this is the game that you point to and say, look, because of this, he was able to do this. Granted, a couple other things happened, but he wasn't getting the random picks taken out of him by the heavy. His downtime wasn't being extended, etc., so forth, so on. So yeah, at least there is something good to teach from this. But Jesus Christ, what an edge
The
case!
the thing that I'm interested in is if there was any amount of communication on the rest of his team not taking any medic hits so that he could score this, because like especially in that arena, if you're smashing so hard that you get 15 medic hits without having to drop a nuke in 9 minutes, you would think that the enemy team is going to be like scattering around and
Yeah.
going, and your team's going to pick up some medic hits. But the rest of his team, the only people who got medic hits were one from his heavy and one from a scout, and like in that arena especially, that should not even be possible. So unless they were all standing there while Thunder continually reset all of them, I'm wondering if his team was like, okay, let's just let him do his thing and see what he can do.
Well, and the other secondary thing with that is that looking at the you know teams and how they random out, they could very well have basically been, okay, we're gonna let them resupply, because I mean, really, the green team, there's definitely one name in particular that I'm looking at on green that is extraordinarily weak. So there is a greater than zero chance that there was some communication just saying, let him resupply a little bit. Let's let the game extend, as opposed to just wrecking the game quickly.
Well, I don't
So
know if Kyram is a player that I'm familiar with or not, or if that's somebody else who changed their name. But yeah, other than that, besides Thunder, Caleb, and then Chaser and Kyram, I think must have some experience behind him to get the scores they have. Obviously, I mean, Caleb's a very good player. Chaser has gotten a lot better from what I've seen over the last year in St. George. But you really only have like four really, really good players in there. Metalface is pretty good too, but he's also playing ammo. But beyond that, I think it's a lot of newer players as well. So that may have contributed to what happens here. So something like this is almost certainly never going to happen in a tournament. But yeah, like you were saying, Dan, this is a good kind of case for, well, here's why I say do these things and be careful of these other things. Why things like hit differential and accuracy matter.
and sometimes with it, and sometimes those are easier to um they're easier to illustrate in an edge case.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's so blatantly, glaringly obvious that it had to make a difference. Whereas it can be a little harder doing the data interpretation on a closer game. It's not as in your face that, oh, this had to have happened for this to happen. It's you can get there, but you've got to know how to look at subtle data analytics. This is like, here is a big fucking neon sign that says these things matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
At least in the aggregate. So I just thought it was interesting from a data perspective, and obviously, hey, Thunder, well done to you. That's impressive that you could pull something like this off.
yeah,
You mean like mass genocide?
Yeah, pretty much.
It even seems like it even seems that like you couldn't do this on purpose. Like it seems like a weird scenario where like you have, well, I mean, or it very much has to be scripted to get a score like this. It's that kind of you know, it's that so far out of where a standard game kind of lays. And I'm not saying that it was a conspiracy. That's not what I'm saying. But it is a really weird outlier game, like you said before. Then, like it's so far on the edge of like.
well, and Fish says in chat, and I'm inclined to agree. As green, you'd have to come out of that game and be impressed. Oh yeah, no. If I had just had that done to me, I would definitely be coming out and going, okay.
Pretty much what Caleb said.
Yeah, it's like, fuck.
You know what
I mean,
Rusty's highest commander score is?
It was
Not
it was
19
like
and a half.
it was like 17-4 ish, at least on the Brisbane stuff. He may have a higher score than that, but from what I looked up on the Brisbane socials anyway, there were a few games. Most of them were Rusty. I think Taipan also had one that was over 17. So there were a few over 17. That was why I had posited kind of an upper limit of about 18. But yeah, this is just a fairly extraordinary case, and it's something else. I think, kind of getting back to what you said, Steve, about you would almost have to like plan it to go this way. Not necessarily that it was planned from the start, but this is also a case where the commander was shouldering essentially 100% or close to 100% of the offensive load.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't happen, yeah, you probably can't run up your score that high.
It's kind of reflected in, like, it looks to me that, Slaughterman and Karam were out attacking, and the other 5 players almost on Thunder's team were basically defending. Because
Basically just flat back, yeah.
Yeah, that commander and scout, like, especially Caleb's scout score, is very, very good.
It's quite good.
Yeah. But anyway, yuck. You hate to see it. The other players are having a tea party back in the resub area, 100%. Fuck it, we're out. Bust out the tea. Or the peace pipe, probably more effective in this case. No peace to be
Utah,
had.
man. I'm not sure that's a thing they're going to be doing in Utah.
True. That's true. Playing Uno.
Reverse. Draw 4.
Is there any any kind of final things you guys want to bring up before we wrap this shindig up?
Nah, I think I'm, one, jealous of Kodama for getting to play lasers in the UK, and jealous of the St. George people for being able to play lasers on a regular basis, and jealous of Smalley for about to have 2 fucking advanced game sessions this week. I am just a ball of rage and jealousy right now, as far as lasers go.
There, no buts.
Go to
Okay.
Sugarland and tell them to join our scene.
Who?
Go to Sugarland and tell them to join our Laserforce scene.
No, I've got horrible memories of Sugarland, so that's just not going to
That's
happen.
like a 3-hour drive for you, isn't it?
It's about 5.
Don't
down by Houston,
isn't
bro.
that your,
St.
like,
George is like 7 for us, and we still make the drive over there sometimes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we know we're going to get a good SM5 reception there. If I don't know that I would drive there if it was like, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna play 2 standard games.
Yeah, no,
Don't
not doing
lie.
it.
right now? Yeah. How long is it to not Oregon, Portland? Anywho's.
10 hours.
Anywho's. Big, massive thank you, Kodama, for joining us this week. We miss
having me.
We miss your face, and I'm glad that the UK trip turned out to be a bloody good one by the sounds of it.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a ton of fun. I'm very grateful for the amazing hospitality that they were giving us. And all the free food and candy that they bought us.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Is that how they got you in the car?
Candy in the van. There's free
Kodama,
candy here.
we have candy.
Works for
I
me.
wouldn't call it a van. Smalley's car is appropriately sized.
For her.
Is it Smalley sized?
Yeah.
Fun size, I believe, is the term. But no,
It was very fun in that car.
but no toys in the inside. Okay, not in the UK, not in the US at least. A smart car, a Matchbox, all appropriately sized vehicles. But yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah, we named each of our Kinder Egg animals after a different kind of drug. Because so I ended up with a polar bear, so his name is Cocaine, and
Makes sense.
my sister got a turtle, and his name is Speed.
I want to get a horse and name it Special K. That's what I want.
and then Smalley got a raccoon, and his name is Mushroom.
That makes sense. Oh, you could have.
I'm down with that.
Should have called him Smack, and that'll the bags under the eyes. Yeah.
Mm.
You got it.
Smart one there.
Yeah. No one likes Smash.
Get him, Smalley. Get him.
How did you do that? I was trying to figure out how to do that. I couldn't figure it out. But
Yeah,
thank you.
we'll talk about it later.
Thank you, Smiley.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, Kodama.
Of course. Glad to talk to you guys.
You too.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your time abroad. Don't drink too much, except for red wine. Drink a shit ton of red wine in Italy, especially any house wine that you can get a hold of. Oh, it's so damn good. So damn good. I was called them about Panda. Look, before we head out, again, we're trying, as of yesterday, because that's when I found out it's a thing, we're trying to win an award. please go to that link and nominate us for the best entertainment and comedy podcast category. That's the best one I could kind of think of. Please also, if you have some spare change in your wallet, head over to Pine Size's walk for suicide prevention page and donate some money. There's also all those other links there. Appreciate that. For this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
And I've been Than.
Always.
I've been Kodama.
Yes. Fuck yeah. I was worried that your camera was going to cut out and ruin it, but it didn't.
And that would have been perfect.
And
I've been...
End. Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you next week. Ka kite anō.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all the lights. The cut so sharp, cut so deep. If they seem to hit their target, must be what we reap. 'Cause you don't know what I know. You don't feel the way I feel. All these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I've been throwing daggers in my dreams. If they seem to hit their target, it's harder than it seems. 'Cause you don't know what I know. 'Cause you don't feel the way I feel. In all these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I'm a well-known stranger, walking my own path. Gave up all my mysteries just to get a laugh. You keep me hanging on so tight. Sometimes I just have to wonder, do you know wrong from right? 'Cause you don't know what I know. But you don't feel